G'day, welcome back. I'm in my ranty chair at home, not the ranty chair at the studio, because there's a big storm warning. It's going to pee down. There's a ex-tropical cyclone coming down. It's supposed to collide with a low pressure system, and the end result is that we're all going to get blown to kingdom come. Apparently flushed out with rain, and at one stage I saw rain rates in the order of 50 millimeters an hour, 2 inches an hour. Really, that's going to be heavy rain. But the weather forecasts usually go way overboard, because I think they prefer to forecast the worst so that when it doesn't happen, people go, whew. But if they don't forecast the worst and the worst does happen, people go, why didn't you tell us? Anyway, weather, can't fix it. It's summer, the rain's warmer, who cares? Right, now the first thing I noticed today, I was watching Alan Yu's vlog, as I do most days, and he pointed to a story in the Star Online, which I think is a Malaysian news site. There's a guy there, the director of LGMS, a security organisation, and he was saying, oh, DIY drones are dangerous. They should be banned because people can circumvent geofencing. They can put payloads on. They can do evil things. It's a huge risk to everybody to have these DIY drones. And I'm thinking, this guy's obviously got an agenda. I guess he is in the business of selling something that benefits from people not having their own home-built drones. So I thought about this for a while, and I thought, hang on a minute, this whole geofencing thing, look at DJI. They have been playing up to various regulators saying, oh, our drones are geofenced, stick with us. We've got, we'll give you the technology so that if people fly our drones, they can't fly near airports, and we can report back to you with all the time and date they took off, and we can narc on them. And I think DJI is trying to curry favour so the governments will say, oh, okay, DJI, you're a good player, we'll give you special privilege. So naturally, the DIY market is a threat to that. But I'm thinking, well, geofencing, why is that any different to putting a speed limiter in your car? Now, we are told repeatedly that speed is a major factor in fatal road injuries, road accidents. People get killed because they drive too fast in the wrong time, wrong place. They exceed the speed limit and have crashes. And it's not just the drivers who are speeding who get killed. There's innocent parties, mum, dad and the kids out on a Sunday drive, and some lunatic comes around a corner, twice the posted speed limit, loses control, smacks into it, everybody dies. So it is definitely a threat to the innocent, speeding. And we have the technology now in cars. Every car has an onboard computer. And we have GPS on board because we've got a sat-nav. So those things can be linked, and we can have it so that if you're in a 50 mile an hour zone, you can't exceed 50 miles an hour. Simple as. That's really straightforward. Or if you're in a 30 mile an hour zone, you can't exceed 30 miles an hour. Or if you're in New Zealand, we do kilometres, which are kind of smaller, so we have more of them. So we have 100 kilometre an hour zones and 50 kilometre an hour zones. So why can't we do that? Because, interesting enough, I spoke to the police a while ago and I said, look, 100 kilometres an hour, that's our open road speed limit. But if I want to pass somebody, surely I can go to 110 or 120 so I can safely pass in the shortest possible time and distance. And I was told, no, the posted limit is the maximum speed limit. If you exceed 100 kilometres an hour on the open road, for whatever reason, you will get a ticket. So according to the law, at least in this country, there is no justification for exceeding the posted speed limit. So why not regulate vehicles so that they only travel at a maximum of the posted speed limit? I mean, that would save countless thousands of lives around the world every year if every manufacturer did this, if every government regulated that. So here we have in effect, we have technology that can effectively geofence our speeding in our cars and would save thousands of lives every year, and governments don't even think about it. No, not interested, no, that's a silly idea. Yet we have little toys that have never killed anybody, and we've got governments and regulators and manufacturers saying, oh, we must make geofencing mandatory so people can't fly these drones in inappropriate places. Do you understand what's going on here? We have a major, huge problem which costs countless thousands of lives, and we're ignoring it. But we have something that's never cost any lives, and we're really, the regulators are really cramping in. Oh, we want this damn geofencing. We want to keep them away from airports and things. There's never, excuse me, it's sort of like someone on the Titanic trying to fix a leak in a tap while there's an iceberg protruding through the side of the hull and thousands of gallons of seawater are rushing in. Why would you bother dealing with the little problems when there's a much bigger problem? Please focus on the problems that are costing lives. Don't spend inordinate amounts of taxpayers' money and time trying to address problems that really we've proven don't exist, or at least the magnitude of them is so small as to be relatively inconsequential. If we trust drivers not to exceed the speed limit, then why don't we trust drone flyers not to fly in the right always fly in the right place? I mean, why do drivers get all the trust and drone flyers get no trust at all? It doesn't make sense to me. And let's face it, if they put speed governors in vehicles, speed limiters in vehicles, you would need nearly so many highway patrol officers, because one of the main things they pull people up for is speeding. So you could, hey, you wouldn't need them. So we would save huge amounts on our taxes because we're not paying salaries of these people. Or, and I hope the governments aren't listening because they'll probably think this is a good idea, why not just have the GPS and everything linked back to a central computer where if you exceed the speed limit, you get a fine in the mail. The GPS says you're doing 120 in a 100 zone. Bing, there you go, $500 fine, thank you very much. And then they can automatically debit it from your bank account or your credit card. Hey, this is where the world's going. But at the moment, I want parity between drones and cars. If you're not going to put speed limiters on cars, don't put geofencing in drones. Don't make it mandatory. But you know why? Do you know why there's such a difference here? Well, every regulator, every politician has a car. They all drive. Very few of them have drones, right? Regulators and politicians are very reluctant to make rules and regulations that affect themselves. They're happy to regulate things that don't affect them till all day. So regulators and politicians, oh yeah, we'll regulate drones, we'll require licensing and we'll require mandatory registration and we'll require mandatory geofencing because I don't care, I don't have a drone, why would it worry me? But you say to them, well, hang on a minute, we want to put a speed limiter in your car, and they go, oh no, because like everybody else, they like going out on the road and having a bit of a black now and then, have a bit of fun, So, yeah, no, it's do as we say, not as we do. I can't stand that hypocrisy. It really angers me. So anyway, that's my ranty bit about that. So let's take a look. Also in the media of this time, there's a news site in the UK which has published a report that says the majority of Britons favour licensing for drone operators, for drone owners. What? Now, registration's one thing. As in America, you've got to register. If it's over 250 grams, you've got to register your drone and so forth, right? That's fine. But licensing is a different thing. That requires that you prove that you're a fit and capable person to fly a drone. It's like car licensing. If you want to be a driver, you have a driver's license. This is what the UK is proposing, and this is what the majority of the public support. You need a license to fly a toy? Excuse me. This is crazy stuff. This is lunatic stuff. But that's what is happening in the UK. And also, 20%, that's 1 in 5 people in the UK favour banning drones outright. Ooh, evil drones, ban. Ooh. I mean, this speaks to the hysteria that the media has created. It speaks to the ignorance of the people, the general population. This is probably true across the world, not just the Brits, but the general population have just been fed a line of garbage by the media. They've taken it hook, line and sinker. So they see drones as evil, things that invade their privacy and pose a risk to their safety, and because they have been fed this crap by the media. Now, of course, when the regulators decide we've got to make some regulations, they go and do these surveys and the public say, oh, ban them or license the... No. This is crazy stuff. But of course, as a community, we're not doing much to dispel all the crap that's coming out of the media, so we get what we deserve. So imagine that. A 9-year-old kid's going to have to get a license to fly his toy in the park. That sounds a bit crap, doesn't it? But that's the way things are headed. We've got to head it off at the pass, or we will be just victims of this mass hysteria. Also in the media, here in New Zealand, there was a story, and when I first read it, I thought, oh, here we go again, another beat up. Apparently a young man, 20 or something, hit himself in the eye with his drone and had to be airlifted to hospital. And I'm thinking, oh no, here we go, there's going to be all drones are dangerous, ban them. But fortunately, the story, although it had the headline, man injures, I forget it was man injures eye with drone or something like that. It was like a list of the things that the rescue helicopter had to do. So this was just one incident, and in the end result, he had a small laceration to his eye. Wasn't a critical injury, so he was got off relatively light. I mean, the only person injured was the guy flying the drone, so obviously no member of the public was affected. Right. But here's something really interesting. Let's look at the other things that the rescue helicopter got called out for during the same period. First of all, a boy choked on a grape. So grapes, and he was actually in a serious condition in hospital now, so grapes are more dangerous than drones. The man hit himself in the eye, small laceration, not critical. Boy chokes on a grape, and now he's in critical condition. So grapes. Should we ban grapes? Should we make people who eat grapes sit and test and have a license to eat grapes so they don't choke on them? Should we register grapes so that we know where they all are in case someone steals one and chokes on it? You see where I'm going with that. And an old man suffered a medical incident at a swimming pool and died. So swimming pools are dangerous. My goodness, stay away from swimming pools. Not only could you drown, but you could also have a heart attack or heat stroke. Stay away from swimming pools. They're more dangerous than drones. We need to register pools. We need to make sure that no one can enter a pool unless they have set a test to prove that they are a fit and capable swimmer. No, we don't. No, we're not going to do that, are we? Because that's different. Drones are special. Drones are special. And then a boy fell from a deck, the wooden decking outside a house, and he's in a critical condition. So what do? We must license all decks. We must, before you can walk out onto the deck of your house, you must prove that you're fit and capable and able to walk on it without falling off and hurting yourself. You see where I'm going? The lunacy. Drones are being vilified. All these other massive risks to human life and safety, we don't care about them. But drones, even though no one's ever been killed by a recreational drone in the free world, no, they're the devil's own spawn. I don't know. What do you do? And in a more tragic note, now remember last time I reported on the fact that I believe one of the biggest risks to manned aviation is manned aviation. Collisions, mid-air collisions between manned aircraft. There were a couple I reported on the last vlog where helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft collided and people died. Well, it's happened again, this time in Germany on the 24th of January. A medical helicopter carrying patients, I think, at a place called Karlsruhe in Germany collided with a fixed-wing aircraft and people died. Once again, massive problem. The people are dying every month. We're having several collisions a month now almost, or at least one a month, between fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters, resulting in deaths. So why are we so focused on toys hitting aeroplanes when, even though there have been some incidents reported, no one's ever been injured? But people are dying because manned aircraft are hitting each other. Regulators, don't waste your time trying to regulate toys. Get out there and address the real problems, the problems that are claiming lives. The manned aircraft who are either operating outside the regulations, doing things wrong, or not properly trained, or maybe your regulations just aren't good enough to prevent these things. Focus on the real problems. You can spend all the time and money you want on drones and you won't save a life. You can spend that time on the real problems, manned aviation, and you can save a lot of lives. So please, please save lives. Politicians, regulators, save some lives. Get off your bandwagon with drones and vilifying them. Get on with the job of making manned aviation safe. And the biggest threat to manned aviation is manned aviation. So deal with it. It's really important. I'm getting quite angry that regulators seem to be focused on drones when they should be looking at the real issues that are costing lives. And I don't think that's unreasonable. And now a little ray of sunshine for the vlog, which is not what we're going to get out here. It's getting pretty dark, I've got to say. A company called Solid Energy Systems, it's a startup. It says they've come up with a new lithium-metal battery that will double the energy density compared to lithium-ion batteries. And lithium ions are already a bit better than lithium polymers. So that means your batteries will last twice as long, or you'll get twice as much flight time out of them. That sounds pretty damn good, doesn't it? Especially in the drone world where flight times are relatively low. Now, this crowd, but unfortunately, I've seen this before. I keep a close eye on the science-wise and press releases and things, and I guess I see 3 or 4 press releases a year from companies that say, we've got a major technology breakthrough in this area of batteries and electricity storage. This new unobtainium, nobendium, impervium-based battery will dramatically improve storage capacities, be safer, you can charge it in a nanosecond, blah, 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 blah. All we need is $25 million to take this proof of concept into the commercialization phase. And of course they run around, mostly they get the money because people believe what they see, and then you never hear anything else. Gone. There was zinc air, there was aluminium air, there were methanol fuel cells, all sorts of these things which were supposed to change the world, and none of them did, because these people are pitching for investment funding. That's basically what it is. And fair enough, they've got to get the money to do the research, but sometimes they pitch a little hard and they make claims which are not true. I don't know, in this case it could be totally kosher, and this may be the next generation of our battery technology, but I will just we'll wait and see what happens. It'd be nice if we had it, because who wouldn't want a model or a drone that flies twice as long as it does now? And speaking of regulations and drones and batteries and all that sort of crap, I think the future of drones is sub 250 grams. And in a lot of countries now, sub 250 is being seen as safe. You know, the same regulations don't apply. You don't need to register. You probably won't need to get a license to fly one in the UK. You can probably, if you've got a sub 250k drone, people are going to say, it's a toy, we're not interested in regulating children's toys. So a lot of work is going on right now into creating the technology to make sub 250 gram drones really useful and practical. I've got a little machine here from EA Sheen, which it's got a few problems, but I'm looking at it for them and they're working with me. Hopefully we can make it a lot better. It has a little onboard HD recording camera, tiny, infinitesimally small thing. And it is well under 250 grams. And it's a good start. And Runcam have released the Runcam Split Mini, which I'll be reviewing on RC Model Reviews. Again, this is at 20 grams, 22 grams or something, for a full HD recording camera and FPV camera all integrated into one. That's a great start to making a sub 250k camera drone. That's really brilliant. And of course, we've got improving motor technologies, we've got improving battery technologies. I think we're not far off having something like the DJI Spark, perhaps not with the gesture control and things, but basically, you know, equivalent of an early Phantom, where you've got return to home, position hold, all that sort of stuff. So it's easy to fly, anyone can fly it. But it's got HD recording video on board and a good decent downlink and things like that. I think we're just about to see, this year we'll see quite a number of quads coming out with those capabilities under 250 grams. So suddenly you'll be able to actually use them without fear of being vilified and prosecuted for doing stupid things, you know, which, well, not stupid things, but things that put fear into people, like flying your drone. So let's see what happens. I'm going to do a little sub 250 gram project on RC Model Reviews. I'll do a build video. I'm going to pick a frame, I'm going to pick some components, try and come up with the best sub 250 build I can do. I'm going to do a GPS version and a non-GPS version. I think the GPS version will interest a lot of people who currently are getting really annoyed at the restrictions that are falling on them from regulators because they've got a Mavic or a Phantom or something like that, and they want something that they can. And of course the other benefit is tiny little quads. You can stick them in your pocket. You don't have to have them in a backpack. You can stick them in your pocket. That's really great. So we'll see what we can come up with there. And I'd like some suggestions from people. What would you like to see in a sub 250 gram drone if it was to replace a Phantom or a Mavic? You know, obviously gesture control, it's fluff. It's too much stuff. Collision avoidance, again, why bother? Because it's only 250 grams, it's not going to hurt anything. And if you put prop guards on it, it'll bounce off. It's little things. What are the core features in a sub 250 gram camera drone? We're not talking mini quad racing drone here. We're talking about a drone that you can use to get really good video and still footage from the air, but falls under that limit that requires you to register or get a license or whatever. Tell me, put it in there, and I will take that information and hopefully work with it. And I'd like to do, like I did with the old ZMR 250 many months ago, years ago now, I will do a sub 250 build video so that anyone can, because I know a lot of people that watch this are camera drone people. That was a pain. Memory card filled up. So much for the short ranty vlogs. Anyway, as I say, I want to know all the things that you would like in a drone like that. We'll do a build video so that if you are someone who would never previously thought of actually building your own drone, I'm going to try and make it easy enough in RC Model Review so that you can step through step by step and build a drone yourself under 250 grams, get around all these regulations and registration requirements. Tell me what you want in a drone like that, and I'll do my best to see if I can come up with something that's going to fit the bill. And we'll give you a full bill of materials, place where you can buy the parts, no affiliate links. So I'll try and organize some discounts. Instead of getting an affiliate scheme, I will talk to the suppliers and say, hey, give us a discount code so that people can actually, you give them the affiliate discount, basically. Give them the affiliate commission by way of a discount. So everyone will get it cheaper if you do it through the build video. Tell me what you think. I deleted a file, the memory card is nearly full again. Thanks for watching. End of rant, end of vlog. See you next time. Bye for now. Don't forget to talk about it in the comments. Thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't. If you can't make your mind up, toss a coin, a Bitcoin. They're really expensive. There you go. Bye.